It's really embarrassing to be a Manchester United fan now because, you ask yourself if this is Manchester United of old or what. Now when rival fans are even arguing with Manchester United, even the fans know that they are trash because you can't play against Southampton and struggle like this, and then come back to play against Brighton, and it was really, really not good. 3-1 in favor of Brighton. Brighton has won 3 consecutive games against Man United at the Old Trafford, and it was really, really embarrassing. The truth of the matter is that many Man United players are just unfit to represent the club, because you can't be playing for Manchester United, Alex Ferguson's Manchester United, and be making silly errors at this level. It rarely happened under Alex Ferguson. And the criticism that people are giving the Manchester United team are really just perfect. Even though they are harsh critics, I think that the team really needs to get this criticism, because Man United cannot be a team at that level and be struggling against relegation-threatened sides. It looks like the team is inadequate. The quality of the players are inadequate to represent the club Man United. You don't really know whether you're supposed to blame Erik Ten Hag, blame the Ineos board, you don't know what the problem is, because we're all told that when the new board came in, there was going to be a change of staff, like things were going to get better. You could see they bought a lot of players. They bought Mazraoui, they bought De Ligt, they bought Lenny Yoro, they bought players to make sure that United can just struggle, at least try and get into the top 4 in the Premier League, and now the saddest thing of all is United at that level are competing with relegation threatening teams. And the saddest thing of all is you play against Southampton, and Southampton nearly beat you. It took Amad Diallo, a certain player who was abandoned, who was deserted under Erik Ten Hag's reign, to come in and get a hat-trick for you in the dying embers of the game for you to win against Southampton. And then you play against Brighton at home. Brighton is a side that play methodical football, that play football that is they pass the ball, they project, they pass the ball, they attack, they play very good football. But man, you can't be at home against Brighton and Hove Albion and concede 3-1 and lose 3-1. There's something really wrong with United's pressing structure, because if you watch the first goal, how did they just watch the Brighton defenders without pressing the ball? You don't understand. Anybody who goes about criticizing Manchester United is justified. He or she has every right to blast them, because things are not working well for Man United. Whether it was Ten Hag, whether it is Ruben Amorim, look, it is really sad. And the saddest thing of all for Ruben Amorim is you went from being the best manager in Portugal, the best sporting team in recent years, to come to England and coach the worst Manchester United team. It is the worst Manchester United team in history. Look at the journey he's gone through. Things are not working well. At least, if we are able to see that the players are trying to put in a certain level of effort, a certain level of work, a certain level of dedication, that is what the United fans are looking for. But as of now, things are not working well. It is really a sad thing to behold, because for me, I started watching United when I was a kid. I remember in the 2008, 2007, at the time, even United played against AS Roma and beat AS Roma 7-1. And this Man United team cannot score even 7 goals against Salford. No, yeah. Even though Man United beat Southampton, they struggled so much. They really struggled. That's like the league's worst side. You struggled against the league's worst side. Look at how Brighton's style of play expose United's defense, expose United midfield pairing, expose United as a team. Ruben Amorim really has a lot of work to do. At least we should be seeing some early signs of improvements in the style of play, in the attacking patterns, in the defensive patterns, in the defensive line. Things must get better. United cannot be a team of that level, a team of that budget, and be playing this bad football. No, they can't be doing that. United played a bit better in the first half than the second half. The second half was a bit disjointed. It had no inspiration. It was lackluster. It was lethargic. Man, it was really bad. And you wonder if the United players really listen to the coach, or the coach is unable to carry his message across to the players, because it just doesn't make sense. Even Ipswich has an identity. Even Ipswich wants to play a certain style of play. I think if there's any blame that Ruben Amorim needs to take, implement your style and let's see what you have. At least the fans will be at least happy to see them playing attacking football and then losing this kind of games. If Brighton beat you, it's bad, but it's not really that bad. But 10 years ago, if Brighton was going to play against United, I mean, who was going to say Brighton and Hove Albion, who were there in League 2 or League 1, who come and beat United 3 times on the bounce? United as a team lacks intensity. The players are unable to run well. And I remember watching one of Ruben Amorim's press conference where he said that he wants his team to run. I am not able to understand why the team lacks this intensity. Intensity to press, intensity to chase the opponent, intensity to make sure the opponent loses the ball as soon as possible. The team lacks that. And the team lacks physicality in the middle of the park. I have a different opinion on Kobbie Mainoo. I think that he's a fine player, but maybe some way, somehow, he's unable to play the double pivot Manuel Ugarte. The midfield pairing is not working. I don't know whether Mainoo prefers to be a lone number 6. When you look at Mainoo tends to lose the ball so many times in the middle of the park. And he lacks physicality too. When you look at a team like Aston Villa is known for strong physicality. The Premier League has gone from just being technical to being physical. Look at a team like Bournemouth, Everton. Look at Aston Villa. Look at Newcastle. These are strong sides who are very, very physical. And United don't have that in the middle of the park. They are not physical, they're not strong enough, and they tend to lose their duels in the middle of the park. And that's one of the reasons why United is struggling. I think that in this transfer window, they have to get a DM or a centre midfielder who is very, very strong in the middle of the park, very strong, and will help them win the aerial duels. You don't know what Onana was doing at that particular moment. This Onana guy just wakes up and decides to destroy Manchester United's game. Look, mistakes are happening in football, but Onana's level of mistakes are so frequent. So frequent, it happens so many times. Like times when Onana is good, like no doubt about that. But Onana keeps making mistakes, keeps on making mistakes. Look, Onana gave this game away to Brighton. Because for all you know, Man United could have come back again and probably won this game. But Onana decided to give this game to them on a silver platter. The assist is supposed to be Onana. How can Onana be assisting Brighton when United were down 2-1 looking for the equalizer? When you're criticizing Onana, someone will just come up and say he really made sure Southampton didn't overrun United at Old Trafford. But man, you can't be making that silly mistake at Old Trafford. No, you can't. It's unpardonable. Onana cannot be Manchester United's goalkeeper and be making such errors. Errors happen, but for him, his is so frequent. It doesn't happen occasionally. It happens almost every time United needs to depend on him. Inter fans might think that when they sold Ibrahimovic to Barcelona, and then they got Eto'o plus £50 million is the best transfer deal for them. But man, this is the best transfer deal for them because they bought Onana on a free and they sold him for £60 million. Look at what Onana is doing at Manchester United. He is good, but the mistakes are too much. And that's one thing about Onana. He's absolutely full of mistakes. Absolutely full of mistakes. No matter the form he finds for Man United, he will always make some dumb mistakes. I don't understand Onana. Maybe United should just consider starting buying there or whatever you call him in the games, because United needs to start winning, and maybe that will make sure Onana comes back to the form. Onana is a decent keeper, but he didn't perform well in the third goal. United fans need to know that the players that they have are average. They are occasionally good players, and they are just average. And that will give them a lot of peace than to be hyping them and saying that they are good. The player that really goes into a lot of things will be Bruno Fernandes. Many of the players United set up are not really on that level. The United needs better midfielders to complement this Ugarte and then this Kobbie Mainoo pairing, because as of now it's not working. The duo lack intensity. The duo lack ability to make sure they can win individual draws in the middle of the park and then also press. I think that if they're able to get another midfielder who can be making the swaps and be able to run, to help them a lot. It is really sad that Manchester United at this level cannot be able to put together a string of wins, cannot be able to play any good football. Like, it is that bad. I look at United and I'm like, wow, would they ever come back to the United we knew 10 years ago? One of the problems that United also had in this game was that United struggled to create meaningful chances. You see, if you're a team and you are unable to defend, you are unable to create chances, like, what do you stand for? You don't have physicality, you're unable to play possessive brand of football, you're also unable to attack on the transition. So what do you really do? When people are asking themselves whether United really train well at Carrington, they deserve to ask these questions, because what do you really stand for? The goalkeeper for Brighton didn't make any save in the game. Like, they didn't do anything in the game. Like, it just tells you that United wasn't good on the day. Nothing really worked on the day. It wasn't only Onana's fault. United are able to create chances. When you press very well, at least you can create chances from pressing. That's basic knowledge. You press a lot, and then you have Bruno Fernandes who's also very good at chance creation. So you don't have many problems when it comes to chance creation. But some way, somehow, United are unable to create chances. And when you're criticizing Ruben and Amorim and criticizing everyone, like, you have to also be honest to yourself that Ten Hag's transfer policy didn't help United. Look at Onana, look at Anthony, look at Mount, Mason Mount. Nothing works. Nothing works for United. What has happened with Mason Mount? He hasn't been able to play any good football for United. He hasn't been able to be effective in the United system, and he's been almost often injured. So what's happening? And even Ten Hag, who bought this place, were unable to utilize them, were unable to use them to create a style. When look, it's really embarrassing to talk about United's problems. I don't even know why United looks vulnerable and on any counter attack. Look, Ruben Amorim has to sit down and find solutions to this problem. Enough of Sporting days and what he did at Sporting. Those times are past. Sit down and fix the problems. Fix the problems. United cannot go to relegation. United cannot be relegated. No. Something has to change as soon as possible, whether you have to buy players or what. Something has to change. United must start winning games. It's really sad to be a United fan now. I thank God I'm not one. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section. The best is yet to come. Bye for now.